Hi, my name is Dixie, and my question is, what's your fantasy? Well, I'm sure unless you're an athlete, your fantasy has nothing to do with sports. Let me be the first to tell you that this is a mistake. Fantasy sports is the perfect way for you to get involved with your friends and possibly even win money. How can you pass that up? As someone with experience, I understand how intimidating fantasy sports seem. People think they have to know about the sport in order to play, and this isn't the case either. All you need is a fantasy site, a team, and your cell phone, which you already have anyway, so you're halfway there. Let me explain the basics of fantasy, and although you can play different sports, most people play football, including myself, so that will be the brunt of my examples. First, you need to have a site to play through, whether that's Yahoo, ESPN, DraftKings, or FanDuel. Once you know that, it's time to find a league. Most people play with their friends and people they know. If you don't have any friends that play, you can play in the free leagues with other independent players. Once you have your league, it's time to think of an awesome name and draft your team. The draft will take place like a normal draft would, but it's online. The order in which you draft is generally random. The site makes navigation easy during the draft, and if you know nothing about the sport or who to draft, they have a list of all the players available in order from best available to worst available. In the event that you miss the draft, your players will automatically be picked by way of the best available player at the time, so you could still come out with a decent team. The positions of players you have to draft depends on your league settings, which are set up by your commissioner. Most leagues will have the same core positions, such as the quarterback, wide receivers, tight ends, running backs, and a defense. My league has those positions, plus 4 defensive positions and 5 bench positions. Bench players help you during bye weeks, when your players don't play, and injuries. Once you've drafted your team, the big part is over. The cool part is everyone gets a draft grade based on how they drafted. And mine over here, you can see I got a B. They think that I'm going to finish around 3rd or 4th in my league. That could always change depending on how well or how bad my players play, but a B isn't too bad, especially in a league of 8 people. You'll have matchups each week against people in your league, and your goal is to beat them in points. Here is what mine looks like this week. This week, my team is projected 312 points, and the guy I'm playing is projected 313.35 points. That could all change depending on injuries and what happens, but that's just to give you an idea of what your week will look like so you can go ahead and plan for people you want to change out for the next week so you can change your team. Points are determined by how well the players on your team do. The more you win, the better your record is. If you are unhappy with your team, you can trade or pick up free agents that you think may work better. Those are pretty much all of the basic things you need to know. And if it still seems confusing or scary, just get out there and try it. You can do mock drafts to practice, and even if you don't do very well in the season, it's still a great way to be involved with other people in a competitive environment. So go live your fantasies, people.